Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the Swanky Cat Productions channel. My name is Ben, and up until this past summer, 2020, I was a KLR 650 owner. I bought that bike in 2016, and I loved every minute of it, right up until the minivan smashed into me this past summer, actually when I was on the way to pick up the Tenere 700 back here. And even before then, I had kind of been watching to see what would come across the internet as far as concepts for the replacement for the KLR 650, because at that time, it was already discontinued in the US, and there had kind of been some speculations floating around, at least in the comment section of my videos, as well as some other forums and stuff out on the internet. And I was really kind of excited. I thought Kawasaki might possibly go kind of a little bit more this direction, multi-cylinder adventure bike. I'm really kind of passionate about this style bike. I really like the kind of mid-weight adventure bike class with the 70 some horsepower that this bike offers. That's absolutely perfect for me. I came from sport bikes. I really like having something that I can rip on the road and have a great time on the pavement, and then very comfortably cruise to wherever it is that I need to go, which is off trail, of course, and then really have an absolute blast off trail. And I really was kind of to the point where I was thinking I was going to pick one of the new KLRs up if it was going to be a multi-cylinder adventure bike and completely redesigned, kind of similar to this. However, this morning, after looking through the spec sheet and the pictures and stuff, I realized that that was not going to be the case. To be honest, I didn't really have high hopes for it. What they came out with is basically exactly what I thought they would, and it's pretty much a redesigned, dressed up KLR 650. Now, it is a little bit bigger bore, but if you look at the motor, it pretty much looks just like a KLR 650 engine did. As far as the rest of the bike goes, it definitely is dressed up. It looks a lot more like the newer kind of midweight adventure bikes do, and I really think it does look awesome, other than the ET signal lights. I don't know what they were doing with that. That's a little weird. I assume there'll be a kit that comes out that you can relocate those. At least I sure hope there is. But if you squint hard enough, and you don't really have to squint very hard, it really just looks like an old KLR 650. Now, I think that's actually an awesome idea. Obviously, the KLR 650 has a huge cult following, and they definitely make a pretty good profit off of them. Obviously, to put the time in it that they did, they have to think that they're going to make some money on it, and they had to have been making some money on it. And I think, honestly, that's how most dual sports go. They stick some money into it every couple of years, and then they just sell them like crazy. Well, maybe not like crazy, but they sell enough of them to make more than enough money back on the engineering time that they stick into it, which is very little, obviously, when they only redesign them every 20 or so years. And I think the design that they came out with will definitely sell very well. I think the new kind of futuristic layout of the cockpit is a great idea. I think the plastics look really cool. I think the redesigned headlight will be nice. I think the tail section looks a heck of a lot better. I really like the look of my old KLR, the 2014, but I have to say the new one is a pretty slick looking bike. The only reason that I guess I have some apprehension towards running out and buying one is, of course, the motor. It's not really what I look for anymore in a motorcycle. Not that it's definitely not a good machine. I'm sure it's going to be a great motor, and I'm sure a lot of people will like it. A lot of people really love thumpers. I don't want to say I'm not one of them, but I'm not somebody who wants my adventure bike to have a thumper motor in it anymore. I like my inline 2 and my 70 horsepower. However, I think the new KLR motor will have some good options for upgrades. Being fuel injected, I think, will be a good thing. You'd be able to get a power commander and probably squeeze a few more horses out of it. I guess my biggest apprehension is just that, like I said, if you squint hard enough, you can see the old KLR pretty easy. And while it did perform very well off-road, and I'm sure the new ones will perform even better off-road because of the upgraded suspension and the upgraded shocks, it's still not going to do what the Tenere 700 does off-road. And in a couple of videos, when I first started riding this and I was really kind of taking it easy on my foot, I didn't notice that. I really didn't notice it up until the last couple of rides, but this thing almost feels like a 250 off-road in the ruts. It just handles so beautifully. It feels so light. I absolutely love the anti-squat on here, which if you guys haven't looked into that, look it up. It's pretty cool. Basically, rather than dropping the rear end when you hit the gas, it actually brings it up a bit and really plants that rear tire, and it makes sliding around corners super easy. I obviously I'm in love with this bike, and I don't think that makes the new KLR 650 any less of a good machine. I think, like I said, it will do really well in sales. I think a lot of people will want to get a hold of one of these things. I'm not going to buy one right away to begin with, just because it's not that big of a change compared to the old one. That's why I went out and bought a new bike when this came out. That's the only reason that I bought a new bike, is just that this was kind of a game changer. The KLR 650 is going to be kind of the good old iron horse that it's always been, and I think it definitely will be a great bike for a lot of people. I think if you are somebody who needs something to transport yourself from your home a couple 100 miles, maybe even more, on county roads or highways, I think just like the old KLR was, I think it'll be a great machine, probably even better, probably be much better on the road, probably be much better off the road. However, it's not enough of a difference for me that it's something I'm going to want to run out and buy. However, I think when something comes across the used market in the next couple of years for the right price, I will probably pick one up and test it out. So, hey, hit the subscribe button if you want to see that someday. But sorry to say it's not going to be anytime too soon. However, I'm looking forward to everybody else's videos on them. I've been talking to the delusionals a little bit today, and I won't give anything away, but obviously that kind of stirred up some interest in that group, and I'm sure it stirred up interest for a lot of people, and I think for good reason. I think it'll be a good machine, and I'm definitely happy to see it out there. I think if you're somebody who wants a thumper that is going to give you good wind protection and is going to be a lot of fun when you get it off the road, but is kind of just a good mix of the two, and also at a good price point, I think the new KLR 650 is going to be absolutely perfect. Basically, the whole reason that I went with KLR 650 rather than a DR 650 or an XR 650 is that it was styled like an adventure bike, and it wasn't because I wanted to look cool when I went to Starbucks. It was because I wanted that awesome air protection, wind protection, and I wanted the kind of smooth motor that the KLR 650 offered at highway speeds. And I think that is really going to be a big hitter and something that is different than their competition, which is the Honda XR and the Suzuki DR. So I think it's really going to be kind of in a class all its own, kind of in between the DR, the XR, bikes like that, and bikes like this. I think it'll be a good selling bike for them. And another reason that I guess I'm not picking it up is the price. If it was $5,000, I would seriously think about picking one up right away. But it's kind of more towards the price range where I kind of not that it's not priced well. I think honestly it is. If you're going to buy a brand new bike and that's what you want, I think it's a good price, especially the non-ABS one, which is what I would want anyway. However, for what they're asking for it, plus the price of a used KLR 650, you could have something that has more than twice the horsepower. If you really like green that much, I guess, then maybe you won't mind. But for me personally, I want that horsepower. And don't get me wrong, if you want a KLR 650, they're an awesome machine. Go out and get one. If you're not looking for something that's going to scare you on the pavement, the KLR 650 is a great machine. And I don't want to sound like I'm talking down to it all. I'm just very excited about my Tenere 700, and kind of can't wait for the snow to melt so I can get out and ride it again. Even though we haven't got enough to even go snowmobiling yet, hardly. But anyways, that's a whole different story. So if you guys are interested in the KLR 650 and you're going to go pick one up, let me know down in the comment box below. Let me know what you think of it in general. I think it's an awesome looking machine. I think the redesigned cockpit, all the electronics and stuff. And that's about it as far as electronics goes, is the cockpit and the few doodads up there, the LED headlights. Other than that, I mean, I think that's absolutely perfect, that everything else is completely simple. Fuel injection, got to run the electronics for that, but there's nothing else crazy like the big expensive BMWs, and even really the Honda Africa Twins have. I don't like any of that stuff personally. So if you're into that and you're going to go pick one up, let me know. Let me know what you think of it in general. Let me know if you wish that it would have been a multi-cylinder adventure bike, or if you're happy that it's a single cylinder. And I don't know, let me know what you had for breakfast down in the comment box below. I don't know. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care, stay safe, stay swanky. If you want to see some more videos from me, you want to see the Tenere 700 in action, click the Swanky Cat logo down here or wherever it is, probably up here somewhere. And then, hey, if you can't get out and ride, then check out some more videos up at the top. Thanks for watching. Take care, stay safe, and stay swanky.